What's cooking sapiens? Welcome back to my channel. Now this video is going to be divided into two parts. First of all, I will be talking about my personal hair loss journey or my personal hair loss story and to what extent did medical school or MBBS play a role in that. And secondly, I'll be talking about my personal relationship with my hair loss, like how do I tackle it, how do I deal with this situation. Let's start off with my personal story. So here's the thing, everybody on my father's side is basically bald. Like my father himself, my grandfather was bald, all my uncles, like my father's brothers, are bald, all my male cousins are bald. Like, so it was natural for me that I knew from the very get-go, from the very beginning, that the same fate was waiting for me as well. However, what I did not know was that I was going to lose my hair faster than anybody else in my family. So this started off for me when I was 15 years old and I was living in Pakistan back then, and I had these long, silky, beautiful hair. Everybody used to say to me, "Oh, Arham, your hair is so silky. I love that." So I was really proud of my hair, back then. But at the same time, I was a huge David Beckham fan, and if you are a 90s kid, you know how big of an influence David Beckham was for all of us when it comes to like fashion, hairstyling, and stuff like that. So I started to style my hair just like David Beckham back in the days. But the trick was, in order to style your hair like David Beckham, you had to use tons of like pomade, hair wax, gel, and even blow dry your hair every single time you had to style it. And guess what? I really did not care at all, and I was willing to do everything or anything it took to be like David Beckham. So I started using all these different hair products, wax, daxes, hair gels, blow dryers, hair creams, and stuff like that. Now there is sort of no concrete evidence behind the fact that these pomades or hair waxes, gels directly lead to hair loss, but for me, like in my personal case, I believe that the fact that these products made my hair very hard and stiff was a huge factor in speeding up my hair loss, because when your hair is all styled up and they're like very hard and stiff because of all the hair wax, the hairspray you've been using, and then when you try and comb your hair like with a hairbrush or comb, your hair sort of gets stuck in that comb, and then when you brush, the hair easily gets sort of uprooted from its follicles or from its roots. So every time I would comb my hair after styling it with all the products, I would see tons of hair falling out on the comb or on the brush, or even if I put my hands through my hair, I would get tons of hair on my hands as well. And I still remember my father used to say to me all the freaking time, "Arham, you are losing your hair at a faster rate than anybody else previously has in our whole family. You have to be a bit more careful." I was like, "No man, I don't care. I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna be the David Beckham of Pakistan, So I moved to Norway in 2013, but 1 year before that, in 2012, I sort of like completely trimmed or shaved my head just to see where my hairline was and how it looked, to see like how I would look like in the future, right? And that's when I realized that my hairline was actually receding quite a lot, because now my hairline was quite visible. I was like, "Oh damn bro, now I'm pretty much messed up," but still I thought the same thing. What, I'm gonna lose my hair at one point in time anyway, so let me just enjoy these moments. So I let my hair grow back, and then I moved to Norway in 2013, and I continued to style my hair vigorously, and my hairline also continued to recede vigorously. And then I started high school or college here in Norway, and in the third year I had to work super hard because I wanted to get into medical school here in Norway, right? So I was working super hard, studying long hours, and my hairline was now at this point starting to get visible. Like the receding hairline was visible even though I had long hair. So I started like trimming my hair even more, like shorter, just to sort of not try and hide that hairline, because it was too obvious that I had a receding hairline. So if I grew my hair even longer, then that hairline would be even more obvious. So when I got into medical school, I was 20 at that point, and my hairline was receding quite a lot, but it was still not that bad, But 6 months into medical school, my hairline was pretty much gone like it is now. And I was like, damn bro. So the thing is, that medical school or MBBS sort of really accelerated the process even more, but it was not the main or the sole cause of my hair loss. So I have been pretty much like this for the past 7 years. Let's move on to the second part and talk about how I deal with my hair loss. So I have this one very, very important and crucial principle in my life which I have to stick by at all freaking freaking costs, and that is whatever you are or however you look, however you are, make sure that you own it, you freaking own it. And then I made this a deliberate point in my life that I was not going to get a hair transplant no matter what, even though I have quite a few family members, quite a few male cousins who have gotten their hair done. Like in Turkey, they got their hair transplants and now they look like, completely normal people, no signs of baldness. But for me personally, it's like, getting a hair transplant is like, it's sort of like giving in to your insecurities instead of owning your insecurities. And I'm not trying to judge anybody who gets a hair transplant, but for me personally, I don't think it's worth it. I better be that person who owns whatever you are, be comfortable in your own skin instead of trying to change what you are or who you are. And now you might be like, no, this guy is lying, he's just trying to be an imposter. But I promise you, I swear to you guys, I have never even once thought about getting a hair transplant. I haven't even considered it. I'm not going to do that. It's not even an option for me, and I've never even had the desire to do it, because I firmly believe that projecting a strong image of yourself is all about confidence, and you can have a head full of hair and still be insecure and inconfident. And one thing that really helped me develop that confidence was looking at all these famous male celebrities who are also bald, but they also have this certain energy about themselves which helps them to project themselves as super confident human beings, like Dwayne Johnson, like Steve Harvey, like Jason Statham, Pep Guardiola, or even Andrew Tate. These people have this certain aura around them, and being bald or even accepting the fact that they are bald is one of them, because that makes sure that they sort of embrace themselves and don't really care about what they don't have. Instead, they focus on what they want to have and what they can conquer. You know what I mean? So why care if you don't have hair? Embrace it and be macho about that. So self-acceptance is like the sexiest thing ever. That's a wrap for today's Sapiens. Now here is the link to another video which you guys will surely find useful, and before you leave, kiss that subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care. Peace.